10 years earlier, long before anyone in Manhattan ever heard the name Richardson Tech Innovations, the world looked very different for Monica Franca. Back then, she lived in a tiny studio in Brooklyn, the kind where the radiator made strange noises at 2 a.m. and the window barely kept out the winter air. She worked 2 jobs, one at a bookstore, one as a junior admin at a small tech startup that barely paid minimum wage. That was where she met Romeo Richardson. Back then, Romeo wasn't the billionaire CEO with magazine features and international panels. He was a broke, stressed-out software engineer who carried around half-finished prototypes in his backpack and drank too much cheap coffee. Most people underestimated him. Except Monica. She noticed the brilliance hidden beneath the anxiety. She saw the spark in his sketches, the ambition in his voice. Where others saw a young engineer who talked too fast, Monica saw potential. And Romeo? He noticed her work ethic before he noticed anything else. He saw how she stayed behind after hours organizing the company's messy database because no one else wanted to. He saw how she paid attention during meetings, even when she had no reason to. He also saw the confidence beneath her quietness, the intelligence that made her questions sharper than anyone else's. One night, the entire startup office had gone dark except for their 2 desks. Monica was organizing reports. Romeo was frustratedly staring at a half-built device. "It won't power correctly," he muttered. Monica walked over and pointed to a misplaced wire. "That connection is wrong. It's feeding power backward." He blinked, stared at the wire, then stared at her. "You're right. You're actually right." She shrugged casually. Sometimes the little things decide everything. What neither of them knew then was that the prototype Monica corrected would eventually become the first device that launched their future company. They didn't know that they would one day build an empire together. They didn't know that New York would repeat their names for years to come. All they knew was that they were 2 young dreamers with nothing but determination, talent, and a belief that somehow, someday, things would get better. They were right, and the world would soon witness everything they built, together. 10 years later, Manhattan glittered with the kind of wealth that tourists took photos of and locals pretended not to stare at. High above the city, the top floors of the Richardson Tech Tower overlooked New York like a quiet king. The building was all sleek glass, strong steel, and the kind of futuristic design that made even Wall Street CEOs pause. Inside, the energy was powerful but not chaotic. Everything ran smoothly, efficiently, exactly how Monica designed it. Because Monica Richardson, co-founder and chief operations strategist, had built her systems with precision. She stood in the executive boardroom that morning, wearing a fitted white pant trouser suit, gold earrings, her long hair curls reaching her back styled into a layered crown. Her skin glowed effortlessly, and her presence commanded the room without a single word. "Morning, Monica." Employees greeted her as she walked by. She acknowledged each one with a warm but professional nod. Across the room, Romeo Richardson, now a multimillionaire-turned-billionaire tech icon, spoke with a group of investors. His groomed blonde hair, strong features, and quiet charisma made him look like the kind of man the press loved to photograph. But whenever his eyes drifted toward Monica, as they often did, his expression softened with respect. Not romance, not flirtation, something deeper, a recognition of partnership, a reminder of everything they built from scratch. Not everyone in the company understood Monica's power. Some new hires assumed she was just the CEO's wife. Others assumed she got the position because of Romeo. But those who knew the history, those who knew how Richardson Tech went from 2 people in a Brooklyn apartment to a global empire, they understood Monica was the architect behind the empire. That morning, Romeo introduced her to 2 international partners. "This is Monica Richardson," he said, "co-founder. The reason this company runs as well as it does." The partners shook her hand respectfully. But behind them, a woman watched Monica with eyes full of something else. Mandy Lorette, their newly hired PR director. Mandy was stylish, long red hair, fitted designer dresses, heels that clicked sharply with each step. She was ambitious, smart, confident, too confident. She stepped closer with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Morning, Monica," Mandy said sweetly. "I hope the schedule was easy enough for you to understand." Eve, standing behind Monica, gave Mandy a sharp look. But Monica didn't react. She simply lifted a brow. "I wrote the schedule," she replied evenly. "Oh." Mandy's smile wavered. Eve smirked quietly behind them. As chief financial analyst, Eve had been with Monica and Romeo since year 2. She knew trouble when she saw it. And Mandy? She was trouble wearing lipstick. Mandy's confidence grew quickly, too quickly. Whenever Romeo entered a room, she drifted toward him. Whenever Monica made a decision, Mandy suggested alternatives. Whenever Eve presented numbers, Mandy questioned them loudly. One afternoon during a strategy meeting, Mandy pushed too far. Romeo was discussing a new expansion project. Monica contributed calmly, her notes thorough and well-researched. Then Mandy cut in. "Actually, Romeo," she said, stepping too close to him, "I think we should consider a more modern approach, something fresher." Monica didn't flinch. Romeo simply replied, "Monica's approach is strategic and realistic. We'll use her plan." Mandy's face tightened. When the meeting ended, Mandy cornered Eve near the elevator. "Why does everyone listen to Monica?" she demanded. Eve raised an eyebrow. "Because she built this place. She's holding the company back," Mandy snapped. "Romeo needs someone who matches his level." Eve stared at her for a long moment. "You mean you?" Mandy flicked her hair confidently. "Why not? I'm dynamic. I'm modern. I have vision. And Monica doesn't?" Mandy's smirk sharpened. "She has history. That's different." Eve's expression chilled. "Careful. You don't know who you're dealing with." But Mandy didn't listen. She kept pushing, kept challenging Monica, kept testing boundaries, until the night it all burst open. The annual Richardson Tech Gala was one of New York's most glamorous events. Politicians came, tech giants came, Hollywood stars came. This year, it was held in a grand ballroom in Midtown, crystal chandeliers, gold-trimmed walls, live orchestra. Monica arrived in a deep gold evening gown, elegant and powerful. Her long curls framed her face like a queen. Cameras flashed. Whispers followed. "Is that Monica Richardson? She's stunning. She and Romeo built everything from scratch. She's the backbone of this company." As Monica moved through the room gracefully, Mandy watched from across the hall in a skin-tight silver dress, her expression darkening. An hour into the event, Mandy decided to make her move. She walked up to Romeo while Monica was speaking to investors. "Romeo," Mandy purred, placing a hand lightly on his arm. "You look incredible tonight. We should take photos together. PR would love it." Romeo subtly removed her hand. "That won't be necessary." Mandy blinked. "But it would boost publicity." Romeo cut her off calmly. "Monica handles our public image decisions." The rejection burned. When Monica returned to Romeo's side, Mandy glared at her with open jealousy. Later that night, Mandy found Monica alone reviewing speech notes. She approached slowly. "So," Mandy began lightly, "you're the famous co-founder everyone respects." Monica turned, expression calm. "Is there something you need?" Mandy stepped closer. Too close. "You know," she said, voice low and sharp, "some people think your time is fading, that the company needs someone fresher, someone who fits Romeo's level now." Monica's eyes narrowed slightly. "And you think that someone is you?" Mandy smiled coldly. "Why not? Romeo deserves someone who matches the empire he built." Monica's voice remained steady. "He didn't build it alone." That made Mandy snap. "You don't belong beside him anymore," Mandy hissed. "You're holding him back." Monica's expression did not break. She simply stood straighter. "You have no idea what you're talking about." "Oh, I do," Mandy said, stepping forward aggressively. "You're just a lucky woman who married the right man." She raised her hand as if she meant to strike or shove Monica. But before she could touch her, Monica caught her wrist firmly. "I'm going to stop you right there," Monica said quietly. but powerfully. Her tone filled the hallway like steel wrapped in velvet. "You didn't build this spot," she continued. "You don't get to claim it, touch it, or disrespect it. You weren't there when we struggled. You weren't there when we had nothing. You weren't there when this company was just 2 broken laptops and a dream." Mandy froze under her grip. Monica stepped closer. "Get this straight. I earned my place in my husband's life. I earned my place in this company. And you will never, ever stand where I stand." Penuel, the head of security, turned the corner and stopped. "Is there a problem, Mrs. Richardson?" Monica released Mandy's wrist smoothly. "No problem," Monica said. "Ms. Lorette was just leaving." Penuel escorted Mandy away, and Monica walked back into the gala with the quiet aura of someone born to lead. The next morning, Romeo called an emergency meeting. The boardroom was tense. Executives whispered. Eve and Penuel sat beside Monica, calm but alert. Mandy walked in with fake confidence, acting like nothing happened. Romeo stood at the head of the table. "We have an issue to address," he announced. Penuel placed a tablet on the table. He pressed play. Security footage displayed. Mandy confronting Monica. Mandy raising her hand. Monica stopping her. The room fell silent. Mandy jumped up. "Romeo, this isn't what it looks like." Romeo's expression didn't change. "Then explain." Mandy stammered. She provoked me. She feels threatened by me. She's insecure and can't keep up with modern direction." Eve cut her off sharply. "You tried to attack a co-founder." "That's not true," Mandy screeched. Romeo finally spoke. "Monica has been building this company with me from the beginning," he said. "Every system, every foundation, every expansion. She shaped it." Mandy swallowed. Romeo continued, voice even. "You don't get to disrespect my partner and my wife, professionally or personally." He slid a folder across the table. "Mandy Lorette, you are terminated effective immediately." Mandy's mouth dropped open. "You're choosing her over me?" she whispered. Romeo didn't blink. "I'm choosing the person who built this empire, and besides, don't also forget that she's my lovely wife. I'll always choose her over you. Always means always." Security escorted Mandy out. The entire boardroom looked at Monica with renewed respect. For years, some doubted her. Some underestimated her. Some whispered that she was just the billionaire's wife. But now everyone saw the truth. She wasn't behind the empire. She was part of it. After the meeting, Romeo and Monica continued talking, with Romeo looking straight into her eyes. It was a spacious boardroom with glass walls overlooking Manhattan. Monica sat across from him, composed as always. "Thank you," Romeo said simply, "for handling everything with dignity." Monica nodded. "Public drama could damage the company. I didn't want that, and I must also show some respect to you as my husband." Romeo smiled slightly. "You've always protected what we built. You remember when all we had was that tiny apartment?" Monica laughed softly. "And your prototype that kept exploding." Romeo chuckled. "And you still believed in it." Monica leaned back, thoughtful. "Because I believed in you," she said. "And I still do." The room fell quiet. Not romantic, but full of shared history. "You know this, right?" he asked gently. "This company would never exist without you." Monica nodded. "I know, but it's good that others finally know too." He reached out to her and kissed her forehead with a calm whisper of, "I love you, babe." Eve knocked and stepped inside. "Sorry to interrupt," she said, "but we need Monica for the financial briefing." Romeo nodded. Before she left, Monica paused. "Romeo," she said, "thank you for standing with me." He smiled. "Always." Mandy didn't leave quietly. She posted vague messages on social media, hinting that she was pushed out because someone was threatened by her. She granted an interview to a gossip blog, claiming Monica hated modern women and didn't want competition. But Monica didn't respond. Instead, she released a simple public statement. In leadership, professionalism must always win over chaos. Growth is built on teamwork, respect, and integrity. The media praised her maturity. The public sided with her. Industry leaders applauded her leadership. Mandy's influence faded quickly. Without Richardson Tech behind her, no major company wanted to risk hiring her. Meanwhile, Richardson Tech thrived. Monica introduced new initiatives. Eve strengthened financial systems. Penuel upgraded security protocols. Romeo secured partnerships. The empire grew stronger. And the storm passed. On the 10th anniversary of Richardson Tech, a massive celebration was held at the company's headquarters. Employees cheered. News outlets reported. Investors applauded. On stage, Romeo addressed the crowd. When this company began, he said, it was just two people with no money and too many dreams. But one of us, someone brilliant, disciplined, and visionary, made sure this dream survived. He turned to Monica. Monica Richardson built this empire with me. And today we honor her. The crowd erupted. Applause. Cheers. Admiration. Monica stepped forward gracefully, accepting the award Romeo handed her. She gave a short speech. We started small, she said. We built slow. We worked hard. And we never forgot who we were or where we came from. Let this company always remember that success is sweetest when it is earned. Her voice carried through the hall. Strong. Steady. True. That night, after the celebration ended, Monica and Romeo stood on the rooftop of the tech tower. New York glittered beneath them. The world they built together stood tall. People often ask how we succeeded, Romeo said. Monica smiled. We didn't quit. We also didn't let anyone rewrite our story, Romeo added. Monica nodded. Exactly. The wind brushed softly against them as they looked over the city that once ignored them, and now respected them. Monica had earned her place, earned her voice, earned her position. She wasn't just the billionaire's wife. She was the woman who helped build the billionaire. And no one, not jealousy, not ambition, not another woman, could ever take her spot, because she didn't inherit it. She built it. The elevator doors opened to the 78th floor of Richardson Tech Tower, and Monica stepped out with the calm elegance that had become her signature. Her tailored navy suit, gold watch, and neatly defined curls gave her the quiet authority that made employees straighten the moment she appeared. The company was different now, larger, louder, global. Success had weight, and lately Monica felt all of it on her shoulders. Eve approached her with a tablet in hand, speaking in a low tone. We have a problem. Monica didn't stop walking. Internal or external? External. And targeted. They walked into Monica's office, sleek, glass-walled, with a panoramic view of Manhattan. Monica placed her bag down, folded her arms, and gave Eve her full attention. What's happening? Eve hesitated, then flipped the tablet around. A gossip site headline flashed across the screen in bold red font. Anonymous source claims Richardson Tech co-founders are splitting over internal betrayal. Monica blinked once. Betrayal? Eve nodded. It says you disagreed with Romeo on a multi-million-dollar innovation upgrade, and that it nearly fractured the leadership. That's ridiculous, Monica said calmly. We disagreed. We didn't collapse. Eve sighed. People don't care about the truth. They care about chaos. Monica knew that was true. Chaos got clicks. Drama made headlines. Mandy's exit last year taught her that once a story started spreading, reversing it was like chasing smoke in a hurricane. But this rumor was different. Personal. Strategic. Calculated. Who benefits from this? Monica asked. Competitors, Eve answered. Or someone inside. Monica exhaled slowly. We'll address it, but not emotionally. Eve smirked. You? Emotional? Please. Monica cracked a small smile. Exactly. But the smile faded when Eve added, there's more, and you're not going to like it. Before she could continue, Penuel knocked on the office door. Mrs. Richardson, he said, face serious. I think you need to see this too. He placed another tablet on her desk. This time the headline hit harder. Ex-employee Mandy Loret set to release tell-all book, The billionaire's lie. Monica leaned back in her chair. Eve whispered, "Here we go again." Penuel folded his arms. "We don't know how much of the book is real and how much is fiction, but the publisher is hyping it like it's exposing deep secrets." Monica's voice remained steady, but her eyes sharpened. "Mandy is trying to stay relevant. She needs noise. Without us, she has nothing to talk about." Eve nodded. "Except now her book is focusing on you. The early days, the rise of the empire, and her claim that you weren't as important as everyone believes." Penuel added quietly, "She's telling interviewers she was closer to Romeo than the public knows." Monica inhaled and exhaled slowly. "People like Mandy always try to rewrite history," Monica said. "Especially history they weren't part of." Eve sat down. "What do you want to do?" "Nothing," Monica said. "Not yet. Let her talk. The truth doesn't panic." Penuel nodded. "Understood. But we should prepare for escalation." They left to brief the crisis team, but Monica remained behind for one moment, alone with the silent city beyond the glass. Rumors didn't scare her. Lies didn't move her. But she knew one thing: chaos could shift markets, distract employees, shake investors, and worst of all, turn partners against each other if they weren't careful. She straightened her spine. She had survived worse, and she wasn't about to let a desperate ex-employee play games with an empire she built from the ground up. Not this time. Not ever. Downstairs, Romeo was finishing a video conference with European developers when his assistant rushed in. "Sir, you need to know. There's a rumor spreading fast, and Monica is already addressing it upstairs." Romeo tensed. "About what?" "Your partnership. Your leadership. The company." The assistant swallowed. "And your marriage." Romeo stood up instantly. "My marriage?" "Yes, sir. The blogs are twisting it into something messy. Some claim you and Monica are professionally incompatible. Others say Mandy's book will reveal private cracks." Romeo's expression hardened into something cold and controlled. "Schedule a press line," he said. "I'm shutting this down." But as he headed toward the elevator, Eve intercepted him. "Romeo," she said urgently, "don't go at it emotionally. That's what they want." He stopped. "Is Monica okay?" "She's handling it," Eve said, "like she always does. But you need to talk to her before you make a move." Romeo nodded. He wasn't angry at Monica, never that. But he hated the idea of her being dragged into something toxic again. He took the elevator up. When the doors opened, Monica was already waiting for him. "Before you say anything," she said calmly, "we're not playing the media's game." Romeo studied her quietly. "You're not upset?" "I'm focused," she replied. "They want us reactive. We stay strategic." Romeo exhaled. "I trust you. But Mandy's book." "Mandy is noise," Monica said. "We are the signal." It was not romantic. It was not dramatic. Just truth between two people who built something bigger than rumors. Romeo stepped closer, not intimately, but with respect. "Then we move with your plan." Monica nodded. "Good, because this is only the beginning." Mandy wasn't working alone. Romeo frowned. "You're sure?" "Yes," Monica said. "Someone wants the world to believe our foundation is weak." "And it isn't," Romeo said firmly. "Exactly," Monica replied. "But they need to see it, not hear it." She picked up a folder. "We're going to show them." Romeo's eyes sharpened. "Show them what?" Monica's voice was iron solid. "That no rumor, no book, no former employee can shake what was built with truth." She closed the folder. "And in the next 48 hours, everyone, investors, partners, the entire industry, will learn exactly what that means." Romeo nodded slowly. "It begins now," Monica said. And it did. The next morning, Richardson Tech Tower felt different. Not chaotic, not panicked, but alert. Employees whispered in the hallways. Investors sent clipped emails asking for clarifications. News reporters waited outside the building, hoping for a reaction. Rumors were smoke, dangerous only when people allowed them to smother the truth. Monica refused to give them oxygen. She walked into the war room, the glass conference room on the 70th floor where all crisis decisions were made, and found Eve already setting up charts, Penuel reviewing access logs, and 3 department heads waiting with stiff postures. "Morning," Monica said calmly, placing her folder on the table. Eve looked up. "Ready." "We don't react," Monica repeated. "We lead." Penuel pulled up the first slide. A list of suspicious media accounts flashed across the wall. "All of these blogs posted identical rumors within 10 minutes, he reported. "Same language, same structure, same source." Monica's brow lifted just a fraction. "Coordinated." "Exactly," Penuel said. "Someone fed them the narrative." "But who?" Eve asked. Penuel clicked again. A familiar name appeared on the screen. Sylvia Verrill, CEO of Vertex Dynamics, Richardson Tech's most aggressively competitive rival. Known for hostile PR tactics. Eve let out a short breath. "Of course, Sylvia." Monica folded her arms. "I should have known." Sylvia Verrill had been competing with Romeo since the early days. She was brilliant, ruthless, and obsessed with getting ahead at any cost. She didn't mind playing dirty as long as the dirt was on someone else's reputation. Eve shook her head. "She wants investors to doubt our stability. If they hesitate, she can swoop in with cheaper offers." Monica nodded. "She wants to weaken us before the upcoming global expansion pitch." Penuel pushed a button. New information appeared. "And she didn't do it alone," he added. Another name appeared on the screen. Nathan Ford, Deputy Communications Director. Recently hired. Overqualified. Too quiet. Too observant. Eve's jaw dropped. "No, not Nathan." Penuel nodded. "He's been leaking internal projections to Sylvia's team. Nothing major, just enough to create confusion. But the rumor campaign? He started it." Monica closed her eyes briefly. "Proof." Penuel tapped the screen. "Emails. Encrypted notes. Secret meetings." Nathan wasn't careless. He was strategic. Eve whispered. "He wanted to destabilize leadership." "No," Monica corrected gently. "He wanted to destabilize me." The room fell silent. Monica turned to the glass wall and stared out at the skyline. It wasn't anger that passed across her face. It was calculation. "This isn't about the company," she said quietly. "This is personal. Sylvia never accepted that I'm part of this empire." Eve nodded. "She sees you as the weak link." Monica's gaze sharpened. "Then we show her I'm not." She turned back to the team. "Penuel, bring Nathan to the boardroom. Now." 10 minutes later, Nathan stepped into the large glass boardroom, adjusting his tie with nervous fingers. He tried to smile, but it came out wrong. "Mrs. Richardson? Penuel said you wanted to see me?" Monica stood at the end of the long table, posture straight, expression unreadable. "Sit." Nathan sat. Eve entered and closed the door. Penuel stood guard. Monica slid a stack of printed emails toward him. "Explain this." Nathan's face drained of color. Those are taken out of context." "Wrong answer," Monica replied calmly. She clicked a button. Sylvia's leaked voice note played through the speakers. "I need you to create tension between Monica and Romeo. Make the public question her leadership. Push the fractured partnership narrative. When doubt grows, Richardson Tech becomes vulnerable." Nathan froze. Penuel crossed his arms. Eve looked disgusted. Monica leaned forward slightly, not threatening, but unshakably firm. "You used my company as a bargaining chip. You fed lies to a competitor. You aimed at our partnership because you thought it was the easiest target." Nathan swallowed hard. "Sylvia offered me a position. A high position. I didn't mean for it to go this far." "Intentions don't erase consequences," Monica said. "Please," Nathan whispered. "If you fire me, Sylvia won't hire me either. Both companies will blacklist me." Monica studied him slowly. "You should have thought of that before you tried to tear down what we built." Nathan bowed his head. Monica closed the folder. You're terminated effective immediately. Security will escort you out. But, please, I have a family. Peniel, Monica said gently but firmly. Escort him. Nathan was guided out, defeated. Eve slumped into a chair. That's one fire put out. But Sylvia's still out there. Monica nodded. And she wants a reaction. Well, Eve said softly. What are you planning to give her? Monica tapped her finger lightly on the table. We're not going to fight her in the shadows, she said. We're going to beat her in the open. Peniel raised an eyebrow. Meaning? Monica turned to them with a controlled fire in her eyes. We're moving up the global expansion announcement. Eve's eyes widened. To when? Today. Peniel blinked. That's aggressive. That's the point, Monica said. Sylvia wants doubt. We'll give her certainty. Eve nodded slowly. Investors will panic if they think we're responding emotionally. But we're not, Monica said. We're demonstrating strategic strength. And we're presenting results Sylvia can't sabotage. Peniel smirked softly. I like this version of you. Monica's voice was steady. Prepare the main auditorium. Contact PR. Romeo needs the final projections. Eve stood. On it. Peniel left to secure the room. Monica walked to the window, New York stretching wide beneath her, and exhaled slowly. This wasn't just business. This was an attempt to undermine her identity, her leadership, her place. And Monica Franca Richardson had survived too much to bow to a rumor, a rival, or a woman hiding behind leaked lies. Not today. Not ever. As she turned away from the window, the elevator dinged. Romeo stepped out, holding a tablet. His eyes met hers immediately. I heard what's happening, he said. I'm with you, whatever the plan is. Monica nodded. It's time we show Sylvia, and everyone else, what an unshakable foundation looks like. Romeo stepped beside her, not romantically, but as a partner forged through years of struggle. Then let's do it, he said. Monica lifted her chin. Let the world watch. The announcement was scheduled for noon. By 11:30, Richardson Tech Tower buzzed with an electricity Monica hadn't felt in months. Steady, controlled, purposeful. Employees filed into the main auditorium, press badges flashed under security scanners, and the PR team moved around like a small army with headsets and tablets. Eve walked up beside Monica, holding a digital clipboard. All departments are updated. Livestream is stable. The global partners signed in 10 minutes early. Monica nodded. Good. Sylvia will be watching. Eve smirked. She's probably chewing through her acrylic nails right now. Monica didn't reply. She was focused not on Sylvia, not on the noise, but on execution. Across the room, Romeo reviewed projections with the finance leads. Every now and then, he glanced at Monica as if confirming they were aligned. They were. By 11:50, the auditorium was full. Investors from 7 countries occupied the front row. Reporters whispered predictions. The tension was thick but sharpened into anticipation, not fear. Peniel approached. Security sweep done. No leaks, no suspicious devices. Doors locked after the press enters. Thank you, Monica said. Let's go. At 12 o'clock sharp, the lights dimmed. The Richardson Tech emblem illuminated the stage in a clean, powerful blue. Romeo stepped up first, addressing the crowd with calm authority. Good afternoon. In the last 24 hours, you've seen articles and rumors about our company. Today, he paused. We're not here to respond. We're here to lead. A subtle ripple of interest spread through the audience. He continued, Richardson Tech has never allowed external noise to define its path. Growth comes from strategy, not headlines. Then he stepped aside. Spotlights shifted. Monica walked on stage. No theatrics. No tension in her posture. Just absolute command. Thank you, she said. Her voice steady but unmistakably strong. Our future was designed long before anyone decided to question it. A massive digital map appeared behind her, glowing markers across Asia, West Africa, South America, and the Middle East. She walked down to the middle aisle. Today, we accelerate our global expansion. We are launching 8 new data innovation centers and 3 AI-powered research hubs. Contracts have been finalized. Teams are prepared. The infrastructure is ready. Whispers exploded. Investors leaned forward. Even the reporters froze. Monica continued, unbothered by the sudden electricity in the room. This isn't a reaction. These initiatives have been in development for 18 months. We simply chose today to show the world what stability looks like. Peñol activated the next slide, growth projections that outperformed every competitor on the market. Someone in the crowd whispered, "This overshadows everything Sylvia dropped." Someone else murmured, "This is bigger than anyone expected." For the first time in days, a quiet sense of pride moved through the Richardson Tech employees. They weren't just surviving a PR attack, they were overtaking it. "At Richardson Tech," Monica said, "we don't chase controversies. We create futures." Applause rose, slow at first, then building into full force. The live stream chat exploded with, "This is leadership." She shut Sylvia down. Richardson Tech stays winning. Sylvia went into hiding knowing that she can't win over this powerful couple. They appreciated the staffs later on for standing true and loyal despite the challenges.